Finite and non-finite verbs part 2. In part 1 of this video, I treated finite verbs. In this part 2, we are looking at non-finite verbs. What are non-finite verbs? Non-finite verbs are verbs that cannot change their forms in sentences. In other words, they are verbs that cannot be inflected for numbers and tenses. Let me explain. These are verbs that do not change their form. They cannot assume the singular form nor assume the past or present tenses in sentences, even if the subject of the sentence changes from singular to plural, from plural to singular, or if the tenses of the sentence change from present to past or from past to present. They don't change. Now let's look at some examples or categories of non-finite verbs. Number 1, all verbs that are preceded by to. Any verb preceded by the infinitive to is a non-finite verb. Number 2, present participle verbs, also known as verb 4. Number 3, past participle verbs, known as verb 3. And number 4, verbs that are preceded by auxiliary verbs. Now, let us identify the finite and non-finite verbs in each of the sentences below. Number 1, he saw him coming and ran away. The verbs here are saw, coming, and ran. And here are the verbs. Which of them are finite and which are non-finite? Let us start with the first one, saw. The verb saw can change its form from the past tense to the present tense. If we are to make the sentence to be in the present, then the verb saw becomes present so that the sentence reads, he sees him coming and runs away. So the verb saw is a finite verb. Saw is a finite verb. Next, coming. The verb coming is a present participle verb. As mentioned earlier, present participle verbs are non-finite. Coming cannot be in the singular form, it can't be in the plural form, it cannot also be in the present or past form. Therefore, coming is a non-finite verb. Next, ran. He saw him coming and ran away. The verb ran can be inflected from the past tense to the present tense so that this sentence reads, he sees him coming and runs away. So the verb ran is a finite verb. Ran is a finite what? Verb. And before we continue, if you are yet to watch part 1 of this video where I treated finite verbs, please do well to go watch it. Alright, let's continue. Number 2, I fell when I was being driven. The verbs here are fell, was, being, and driven. Let us start with fell. I fell. The verb fell can be inflected to be in the present tense so that the sentence reads, I falls. Okay? So the verb fell is a finite verb. Next, was. The verb was can change its form from the past tense to the present tense so that the sentence reads, I fall when I am being driven. So the verb was is a finite verb. Next, being. Being is a present participle verb, and a present participle verb is a non-finite verb. Next, driven. Driven equally is a past participle verb. A past participle verb is a non-finite verb. Lastly, number 3, she wants to buy an orange. The verbs here are want and buy. Which of these is a finite verb and which one is a non-finite verb? Put your answer in the comment section. Thank you for watching.